Gentleman on the far right.
Tiger, this time last year you said that you would definitely not be here unless you thought you had a good chance of winning the tournament. Does that still stand? And accompanied to that, do you feel your physical conditioning, particularly with your leg, can you compare this year to where you were a year ago?
Yeah, I think that my game is better than it was last year at this particular time. My endurance is better, but it aches a little bit more than it did last year, just because at that particular time when I came back, I really hadn't pushed it that often, and I had this little window in which I did push it, and I was able to come back. Well, then fast forward, I didn't really play a whole lot afterwards. It took a little bit to recover from the event. I played in February at LA, and then took a little time off before getting ready for this. I just have to be cognizant of how much I can push it. It's like Rory was saying that I can hit a lot of shots, but the difficulty for me is going to be the walking going forward. It is what it is. I wish it could be easier. I got 3 more years where I get a little buggy and be out there with Fred, but until then, no buggy.
Daniel?
Tiger, this is our first, over here.
Yeah, Dean.
In the back.
Yep.
This is our first time speaking to you since the PGA Tour rolled out its new designated event schedule. And you've said in the past that the record you're most proud of is your consecutive cuts made streak, that you took a lot of pride in that. What is your thought about the direction of the PGA Tour and namely getting rid of the cuts in some of these biggest events?
Yeah, I think that there's still some ongoing discussions about some of the designated events and whether or not we're going to have cuts going forward. I'm certainly pushing for my event to have a cut. I think that maybe the player hosted events may have cuts. These are things that Jack and I are still discussing, with Jay and the board and the tour and the rest of the guys. That still is in flux. I still think that there needs to be a penalty for not playing well, and to have that. Every event shouldn't be always guaranteed to 72 holes. I think that there should be a cut there, but we're trying to figure that out, and what designated events those are going to be, how many are there going to be. That's still ongoing, but that conversation is certainly being had.
Anne?
Hey, Tiger. What has been the key to your overcoming adversity through the years, would you say?
Stubbornness. Yeah, you guys have seen me. I'm a little bit on the stubborn side. So, I believe in hard work. I believe in getting out there and getting out of what you put into it. And I've worked very hard throughout my career and in my craft. I've always loved it, and I've certainly have had my share of adversities physically, and have had multiple surgeries, and I've had to come back and work through that. And those were tough. They're never easy, but I think just the overall desire to win has always been there, and I've always worked at it and believed in what I could do, and I've been stubborn and driven to come back and be able to play at a high level, and I think that has shown throughout my career. One of the reasons why I was able to, like I was telling Dee, how many cuts I've been able to make in a row, how many tournaments I've been able to win over the course of my career, and that's just hanging in there and fighting on each and every shot. It means something. Each and every shot means something.
Alan?
Tiger over here. XL Sports Management has no live clients, and I'm wondering if you have an influence on that.
I do not know. I certainly have had my opinion with Steiny and the company, but that's That's about Excel and what they want to do. No, I do not have any direct influence over that.
Direct? Indirect influence?
I have my opinions, yes.